Nah, you guys didn't think I was there, did you? You didn't think I was there. Today, we're back again. It's been, how long has it been? How long have we been gone? A month, a day, an hour. Nah, I'm kidding. I just stopped the video and restarted. Today, we want to invite a new friend. A new friend. A new friend. Assassin's Creed collector boxes. Obviously, you guys, if you're new here and you don't understand what's going on, Assassin's Creed collector boxes was a product I was very, very excited about with Magic about a year ago? How long has it been? A year? It's called a year. It's called a year. Extremely limited print run. Allocations were abysmal. I mean, stores on average across the United States and the LGS business distribution chain were receiving, no joke, 3 to 12 boxes was the average allocation for that little guy. I reported on this news when distribution allocations went out a year ago, and I remember the market was going crazy because everybody started saying, wait a second, is this true? People were checking with LGSs, and stores were saying, yeah, we got 9 boxes, we got 12 boxes, we got a case of 24, we got 6. And it was a very real thing. I was barely even able to run a sale on this product a year ago, and the market price on this thing spiked all the way from the $189 to $199 to $209 to $215 to $220. And it jumped to $300, $350, all the way to almost $400. Didn't quite get above $400 though. And then after that, the product came out. Everybody hated it. It literally peaked at probably $375-ish. And I remember making videos on this. It's been a long time since we've talked about Assassin's Creed. And the market completely rejected the product. And it has done nothing but from that point of $375 a box, it tanked for the last 9 months in a row. And it bottomed out from $375 all the way down to $180, $190 a box. In the last 6 months, I've been screaming at the camera like a complete psycho, telling you all about collector boxes and what's going on and the demand of the market and the behavior shifts. And I have also the same person that told you all a year ago, anything under $400 you should be buying on this product. Then I was ridiculed to no end because the product collapsed to $200. And everybody goes, wow, that's why you don't listen to Rudy, right? He must have heavy ball sacks and bags and things that flop with suction cups. Oh my goodness. Well, here we are, a year later. The market rejected it. The product collapsed. And then came back with a vengeance. Went all the way back to $300. And as of today, the filming of this video, it is officially all-time high. And it just broke $400 a box. So an extremely volatile, uncomfortable, unsettling journey for this particular product. So again, started off in pre-orders at $200, spiked to $375, market said it was shit, collapsed it back to $200, and now today, out of print, it's a year old, and now it is at $400, and well, with actual sales, and this is a great example of a situation where I tell you all, in the short term, these markets test you, they wear you out, they can be irrational. They can swing in directions that just really grind your gears. They make you question yourself. They make you think everything's a disaster. That's what these markets do. And it can be very, very unsettling, everybody. But, big old juicy but. But, I've told you all over and over, if you stay the course and just wait, if you believe in the product, you believe in the long term, you don't need to be smart. You can be a Timmy dumbass Rudy. And the key to this is you just have to have time on your side. Focus on being active and healthy, and as long as you have time in front of you, nature will take its course. So it's a very special moment today. We do not invite this box to the 1K club. It's not there. But now we invite it to the all-time high $400 plus club. And my personal opinion, this will continue to be a $500 to $1,000 box. And why is Rudy pumping this random set now? Well, because I go online and I see what's happening, and I look at, well, let's see. Okay, they're selling. Okay, it's been going straight up for the last 6 months on a chart. Okay, this is all normal. Excuse me, yes, you, Penelope. How many of these are online on TCG Player and eBay? Like 500 or 200 or 300? I'm sorry, what? Less than 100. Okay. See, that's when you start to understand. You know, we see it a lot with Pokemon. A box of Pokemon will go up from 100 to 200 to 300 or 400, 500. But you'll start to notice when box prices really get above the 500 range and the 1,000, there's certain benchmarks. When they cross them, the liquidity drops. The bid-ask, the spread of buyers and sellers gets wider, and it really thins out. And then supply gets lower and lower and lower. Why? Well, because just everybody who wanted this a long time ago, they bought it and opened it. Everybody who hated this product, who bought it, and then it tanked for 6 months in a row, everybody dumped it. It's gone. It's over with. That's the key. I always tell you guys, you don't have to be right or wrong. The key is the time situation, and it makes you look smarter than what you are. I am not some genius smart popsicle man, okay? We all know that. I'm just Florida man Rudy, and I can tell you all, it makes you look smarter and more successful than you are. Why? Because I simply just waited longer, and I just wait, and I wait, and eventually when something turns, the market goes in a certain direction, I go, hey, look, guess what? It finally happened. Now, did I predict the path that this thing would be on, or the trajectory of how volatile it was? No, this sucker was volatile as hell. This thing went on a crazy ride. Unbelievable. But all that matters is the end result. Like they say in, when I was a Wall Street broker from 2007 all the way to 2012, 2013, in the whole Big Short and Michael Burry and the subprime and the mortgage industry. And of course, keep in mind, the brokerage firm Merrill Lynch that I worked for literally collapsed while I was working there. It was a ton of fun. And if you're new here, that is called exaggeration. It was not a ton of fun. It was a fucking shit show. And I can tell you all for a fact, if you just waited, stayed the course, just like this and just like Wall Street and just like buying, the VU or the SPY, just wait and let it take its course. You don't have to be smart. You can be a dumb Timmy like me. And you just wait, because eventually, in a long enough time frame, people think you're smarter than what you are. And that's kind of a weird dynamic on this internet culture we're in, which is why, I don't take outside sponsorships. I just have you guys watching my videos. And I got the patron army who likes to send me messages and likes to buy cards when I run sales on Fridays and Sundays and Wednesdays and Weiss and new releases. And that's all I do. I could easily probably make 5,000-10,000 more a month by taking sponsorships, doing ad reads, and in the middle of the video, holding up a box of Kleenex. Are you getting off and happy? I'm here with Kleenex over here. Coupon code 10% off all your tissues for the bathroom. I could do all kinds of goofy stuff, but I just like to do my thing, and I got you guys watching the videos, and we all just have these good conversations. So, conclusion of the video today. The trajectory was very volatile and unpredictable. But, once again, a year has gone by, we revisit the product, and now we're looking at a $400+ box. And if you want a piece of advice that nobody's going to listen to, I want to remind you all, $400 for that box is still a good deal. It's the same thing I told you guys with Fallout, same thing I told you guys with Final Fantasy, the same thing I said with all these things. Sure, the prices can swing. You could be watching this video and Rudy's telling you to buy at $400, and by the time you watch this video, the box price could drop back to $350, and you could be going, "Oh my god," because that's called a knee-jerk emotional social media reaction that most of us who've been rewired for short videos to be stupid. That's just kind of people we are, and it's important to remember, if you want to win long term, if you want that success and returns and collecting and investing, and you want to do that. Whether you're just a traditional investor in mutual funds, whether you're in the commodities and gold and silver, maybe you're in real estate, maybe you're a crypto, big boy Bitcoin guy, maybe you're stamp collecting or inflatable blow-up doll collecting, maybe you're into video games and comic books and all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter. The category is kind of irrelevant. It's really just about, I really feel most of the time, it really is about who has the patience. I feel like that alone is more important than even having access to, some of these products. It's interesting. I always get like a patron message like once a month of someone new that says something like, "Rudy, it's easy for you to say because you had access to buying these things at release at $200. And I go, yeah. And at release, these were, $350. And people say, well, it's easy for Rudy to say because he bought them for $200 at release. And, immediately they're 300, so he's already up. So even if it comes down in price, he's got that moat, that safety net. And that's truth to it. But I'm also the same person that since I have that, I'm privileged to have that access, I'm also the same person where I have to carry a lot of risk because I have to buy a lot of everything, even the shit that people don't want. And that's part of the conversation that's not discussed. And people who are not in this industry, they don't understand those principles. All they know is, well, Rudy can get Pokemon boxes for 100. He could sell them for 1,000 or 300. It's easy for Scalper Scanner 5,000 to say that. Okay, but, those type of people who discuss this stuff, they weren't around in 2022 and 2023. They weren't around at release of that. They weren't around. They weren't around to the release of Alma and Kitty Cat in 2017. What is this stupid thing? What year is this? 2017. Look at me getting it right. They weren't around. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. I got a good one for you guys. They weren't around when I had to buy things that nobody else wanted. But when things are good, suddenly every business person is the evil devil. And it's I'm the voice of calm and the reason to remind you all, time will always carry the hard-working, and time will always kind of make things work out. Time is the secret weapon to all this stuff, everybody. The more time you have, you don't even need to have a lot of money. If you have a lot of time on your side, what was that thing years ago? Where if you were able to save like $10,000 a month, you'll end up making you'll have like 50 or $100 million after so many decades. And everyone goes, well, who can save $10,000 a month? And then there was another thing that said, well, actually, if you could save, I think it was like $500 a month, or no, I think it was $300 a month, and you did that for 30 years, you would have $1 to $2 million with compounding. And it's like, even if you don't have access to tens of millions or crazy amounts of money, even small amounts on a large enough scale over enough time, you don't need a big block of money. You can compensate a small amount of money with a large amount of time, and you can still have that runway. And I think too many people just give up too soon. That's kind of a weird thing. But I will leave you all with this final thing. Two things. Number one, congratulations to Assassin's Creed for all-time high at 400. My advice, if you like Assassin's Creed and you believe in the product, I do believe Assassin's Creed, I know you're going to laugh at me, I believe that this is probably going to be a $700 to $900 box. I don't think Assassin's Creed can get to the $2,000-$3,000 box price like a Lord of the Rings or Final Fantasy. I don't believe it can get that high. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I do believe this thing can make a run easily to the 5, 6, 7, 8, 900s. Maybe touch that 1,000, but it's going to get kind of toppy. It just doesn't have the demand. But I'm not going to go into it too much in this video, but this set does have serialized cards, and they are very, very special. And not only that, the second thing I want to leave everybody with is just remember, we talked a lot about finance and time in this video. While we appreciated and congratulated our little friend here, just remember, folks, they always talk about like the 7 wonders of the world. When I had a real job in Wall Street and brokerage firms, just remember, we used to always joke, the 8th wonder of the world is literally compound interest. Passive income and compounding of money, it's a meme and a joke for wealthy rich people that it is the 8th wonder of the world, because it's so outrageously stupid and insane. It doesn't feel real and it doesn't feel right. And it's something that I don't think enough people really comprehend, because we live in a society where 90+% of people are just trying to survive. And those 90+% of the population, probably 85% of the population out of 90, probably don't think about or even understand the importance of that kind of thing. And it really is the 8th wonder of the world. I just want to leave everybody on that. Thanks again for the views and supports. I hope these videos help you guys think. And congratulations to Assassin's Creed. And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch more collector boxes that continue more, because, well, that's just the era we're in. So thanks for watching, everybody. You'll have a beautiful day. Buyout? Has anybody done the buyout? We're not talking about buyouts.